I've been waiting to comment on the elections in Russia because I wanted to make sure there wasn't a recount and that Putin actually won. Yeah, 87% of the vote. So, look, it's stage managed. It isn't a democracy. All right, you know that already. The thing is that as we look at Putin, I think, and his grasp on power, right? I really think it's important to distinguish between the things that Putin and his government do to control the society and the things that Putin needs to do to control the government. And in particular, the key supporters he's got. And as I mentioned before, there's a thing called selectorate theory in political science that looks at the incentives that leaders and followers have in the technical term is small coalition governments. That is a government where the leader only needs the support of a relatively small number of people to stay in power, as opposed to a democracy where you need a whole bunch of people to vote for you. And the key thing there is that when you've got a small number of supporters, you pay them off, right? You get their support by paying them off with private benefits. And by the way, that defines what is small. Small enough that you can pay them off with private benefits, right? When you get too many supporters, it's just not practical to give everyone control of a company or a job or something like that. So that's where the dividing line is. The big point here is that Putin controls his folks by keeping a flow of private benefits coming to them. And so his performance in the war doesn't matter. The private benefits matter. The economy and how the economy is doing doesn't matter as long as the private benefits are flowing. And oh, by the way, the economy, right? When you look at that, yeah, sure, there's less money being made, but Putin is in greater control of the flows of revenue. I always say, don't look at the volume of revenue, at the amount of money that's being made or not made. Look at the flows of it. And as a result of the sanctioning, the government has actually increased its control over the economy, especially defense industries, but then everything can be a defense industry, can't it? The point is that the war has given Putin the ability to control the flow of revenues in a broader range of businesses throughout the economy. And the fact that the revenues are decreasing, I mean, do you think it's easier to make money in Russia today without being favored by the government, without a government contract, without government blessing, right? In a war economy where there's less foreign money. See what I'm saying? Putin now controls that. So he's in control of who gets what. And, they just mentioned, they're going to build a railroad through Ukraine to link Crimea, right? And so a lot of people will think about that as its potential effect there. A lot of people will go, oh, sounds like a missile shooting gallery or a drone shooting gallery. And I just go, I wonder who's going to get that contract, right? That's a contract that they're going to pay a lot of money to build stuff. And you build a bridge, Ukrainians blow it up, you got to build it again. Oh, so sorry. And do you see what I'm saying? The guy who's building it's making out like a bandit, and he is the supporter of Putin. Those are private benefits. So, okay, that's the example there. This is what's going on. This is how Putin keeps control of his people, of his supporters. And honestly, nothing, the protests at the ballot box, the Freedom of Russia Legion, those things might affect societal support for the government, but they won't affect the support of the members of the government, the key members of the government and the economy and the political system, more broadly written, in supporting Putin. They are ride or die with him at this point, and the war has only made it more so. So is Putin's grasp on power, I got to say, in a lot of ways, I think his grasp on power has only been strengthened by the war and continues to be strong.